The Toledo district, located in the southernmost part of Belize, is one of the most biologically diverse regions in Central America. Within its 1,700 square miles are 17 distinct ecosystems, 270 species of birds, and 2,000 different types of flowering plants. The Yache Conservation Trust is an indigenous-led organization that co-manages the region's rainforests and educates farmers, local residents, and visitors about the importance of preserving the local ecosystems. Art has arrived at the Bladen Nature Reserve, ready to put in a long day of work helping the park rangers. Though it's a rare occurrence, the rangers sometimes spot a jaguar or a family of spider monkeys during their rounds in the forest. But at the very least, Art has been promised armadillo tracks.
Good morning, Art. How are you?
Good morning.
Welcome to the Bladen Nature Reserve. Behind us you can see one of the richest areas in the world, in Central America, for plants and animals. We've got very, very important protected area right here that contains species that are found almost nowhere else in the world. So this is a really important area for local communities.
What are the kind of things that are getting protection?
This nature reserve does protect the very, very steep slopes which form the source of water for many of the communities. The area also has huge forests, approximately 45,000 hectares of forest in just the Bladen Nature Reserve, and next door we have the Columbia River Forest Reserve, which is again another 75,000 hectares. So those areas lock up a lot of carbon that helps to protect the world from elevated carbon levels and prevent climate change.
What we do as rangers within this protected area, for us to get an idea of our conservation work, we set up transects in the protected area that we work. These transects are 1 kilometer long, but they're 100-meter segment. So in each segment, when we walk in our transect, we look at tracks of wildlife, droppings, feathers, whatever we can find in the transect. That will give us an idea of what species of wildlife within the area that we work.
So as big as this protected area is, between the water monitoring, the quality there, and the bird studies, the wildlife studies on these transit, you've got the whole area covered. You must have very accurate data.
Exactly, that is true. Yache is 10 years, and we started within, I think, 8 years now. And so this will give us a report to see what are some of the trends in our work, especially with wildlife population and bird population.
And what are some common tracks or signs that you might be able to find?
There are abundance of wildlife, so you'll be able to find jaguar tracks, tapir tracks, agouti, wild-lip peccary, or whatever. There's a lot of wildlife that
Clean water is a vital concern to everyone in southern Belize. The rangers carry out important water monitoring because the water that originates in the Monkey River watershed travels down streams and rivers throughout the rainforest and finally drains into the Belize Barrier Reef in the Caribbean Sea.
This is how we conduct our water monitoring to find out what are the impacts caused on the river. In the communities too, we have washing sites and farms along rivers like Medina Bank, and those are what causes some of the impacts on the river.
And what does this device here measure?
This one is for pH, salinity, conductivity, and temperature. Maybe you would like to have a try and see what it is. And
you bet.
Okay. Once the reading stabilizes, then you can record it. Okay.
All right.
7.84 is pH.
And how do you use this machine?
All right. This one, you put it against the current and start to spin. 82.
82.
That is what's spinning per second.
In this whole area, the whole White Mountain Massif has basically been zoned. So Bladen forms the core protection zone, and only research and environmental education is allowed in that area. Outside of that, though, you have a buffering zone of forest reserves. In these areas, we're working with the government to allow local communities to harvest their traditional medicinal herbs, to hunt game, and to practice their activities that they would have done for countless centuries.
What are the highlights of being a ranger? You're the head ranger.
I started to work with Yashe in 1997 because looking at the resources that we have and the way people are using the resources is not really going to serve for the future. So this Golden Stream Corridor Preserve as a private protected area was set up as a demonstration area to the other communities because there are community lands as well. So this area that we are protecting, we are conserving our natural resources within that area. Communities can do that as well.
Okay, I would like you to take a look.
This is the one, eh?
At where there is a drove of wari, or we call it a white-lip peccary. It's the scientific name. That passed here about a month ago. And these animals, they travel by groups. Sometimes it has like 200 or 150.
That many?
That's many. They always have a leader. And then wherever the leader goes, it's sometimes you could hear it's barking or calling. As you can see here, this is another track of tapir, which is a national animals of Belize, and it is protected. It's about the size of a donkey, how a donkey look like, and it weighs like 600 to 800 pounds.
Wow!
And it's related to a horse or to a rhinoceros.
Hey, come here. You see these diggings that I find here? We're within 500 meters of our transect, and these are some of the things that we take note of. If you look at these diggings, these are armadillo diggings there in search of food, so that's a good indicator. This tells us that these are fresh diggings. So these are things that we record in our transects. Now, being in the broadleaf forest or in the rainforest, there are different species of plants, different species of trees, palms, or orchids or whatever. And what you see out here is what is the ceiba tree, we call it Yashe in Mopan. And this tree is, as you see at the Yashe Conservation Trust, is one of our logo, because the Mayas believe that this tree links the Shbalba, which we call the underworld, to the heaven, because this tree is above all the trees.